What happens when greatness goes head-to-head? Magic and Jordan faced off 18 times. Jordan averaged 30.4 points and took 11 of those battles. Bird? He had Jordan's number, winning 23 games to MJ's 11, even after that iconic 63-point performance. Shaq and Duncan faced off 62 times, splitting the playoffs right down the middle. Two styles, one epic rivalry. And then there's Kobe versus LeBron. 22 showdowns, but not a single playoff duel. Just imagine, these weren't just games, they were statements, moments that defined legacies. This video is full of the fiercest rivalries in NBA history, and trust me, you'll feel every second of it. Play now, feel the heat, subscribe for more. It's December 2nd, 1984. A young Michael Jordan, fresh to the league, walks into the Forum to face none other than Magic Johnson. And right from the jump, it's clear, this is going to be something special. Jordan drops 20 points on 7 for 13 shooting. Magic counters with 12 points and a ridiculous 16 assists. Chicago edges out a 113-112 win.
Hook off the rim, rebound, 1 second, the buzzer's gonna go off, Chicago wins it, 113-112, as the Lakers got not one but two shots.
That wasn't just a game, it was the beginning of a legendary rivalry. They went head-to-head 18 times and every matchup felt like a basketball event. Jordan came out on top overall, going 11-7, including a dominant 4-1 in the playoffs. But this wasn't just about wins, it was about two completely different styles of basketball greatness clashing. Magic nearly averaged a triple-double, 19.2 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 11.6 assists. Jordan, he was on another planet, 30.4 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 8.1 assists. And when it came to matchups, Jordan outscored Magic in 17 of those 18 games. Meanwhile, Magic outassisted him in 12. That says it all. Jordan, the scoring assassin. Magic, the floor general. And that one game where Jordan dropped 42, grabbed 15 boards, and dished out 16 assists. That was a basketball performance for the ages. When Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan went head-to-head, it was like watching two different worlds collide. Shaq brought raw power, chaos, and highlight reel dunks. Duncan came with perfect footwork, quiet dominance, and the most bankable bank shot in the game. They faced off 62 times, with Shaq holding a slight 33-29 edge. But the real magic happened in the playoffs. The 2003 Western Conference Finals? Legendary. Shaq bulldozed his way through defenders like a wrecking ball. Duncan calmly dissected the defense, one precise move at a time. It was a masterclass in two opposite ways to control a game. And when it came to playoff battles, neither had the upper hand. They each won 15 games. That stat alone tells you how razor close this rivalry was. Shaq had those peak years when he looked completely unbeatable, but Duncan had the steady hand and long-term consistency that made him a problem year after year, deep into his 30s. Their rivalry wasn't just physical, it was philosophical. Dominance didn't have one look. Sometimes it was loud and violent like Shaq, and sometimes it was quiet and surgical like Duncan. Both were masters, and every time they met, you felt it. When Magic Johnson and Larry Bird took the floor, it wasn't just a game, it was war, drama, and greatness all rolled into one. Their rivalry didn't just entertain, it saved the NBA. Before they showed up, the league was struggling, but once Magic's Lakers and Bird's Celtics started clashing in the 80s, the league blew up. Between 1984 and 1987, they squared off in 3 unforgettable NBA finals. In 1984, Bird struck first. His Celtics came out on top, but Magic didn't stay down for long.
One of the classics. Final second. Cooper goes for 3. It's over.
In 1985, he changed the world and made history, helping the Lakers finally beat Boston in the finals for the first time.
3 in 6 years. LA comes to Boston and wins the world title.
Then in '87, Magic pulled off that iconic baby sky hook over McHale and Parrish with just 7 seconds on the clock, cold-blooded.
Scott is in the ball game now. 5 seconds to go. Magic with a hook shot, scores with 2. And the Celtics have used their last timeout. And Tommy, this is where the Lakers have a foul to give with 2 seconds to go.
What made this rivalry so legendary wasn't just the wins, it was the hate. They truly couldn't stand each other on the court. Magic brought the Hollywood Showtime flash. Bird All grit and grind, tough, no-nonsense basketball. It wasn't just East versus West, it was two basketball ideologies going head-to-head. And every time they met, it felt like the entire basketball world stopped to watch. Now here's a rivalry that could have been epic: Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, two absolute titans of the game. They faced each other 22 times across their careers, but never once in the playoffs. Just imagine that. All that talent, all that fire, and not a single postseason battle. In those regular season matchups, LeBron had the edge, 16 wins to Kobe's 6. But don't get it twisted, these games were battles. LeBron averaged 28.2 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.3 assists. Kobe fired back with 24.6 points, 5 rebounds, and 5.2 assists. It wasn't about blowouts, it was two warriors trading punches. Their styles made it even more interesting. LeBron, a freak of nature, bigger, faster, more efficient. He led in points, rebounds, and assists in the majority of their games. But Kobe had that Mamba mentality, cold, ruthless, built for the big moment. Stats didn't scare him. He lived for the clutch. Their wildest duel? LeBron dropped 41. Kobe answered with 38. Neither blinked. But we never got to see them face off in a 7-game series with everything on the line. And honestly, that's one of the biggest what-ifs in NBA history. Let's dive into one of the most underrated and surprising rivalries in NBA history: Michael Jordan versus Larry Bird. When you hear Jordan, you instantly think GOAT. But here's the shocker: Bird had his number, their head-to-head record. Bird 23, Jordan 11. And yes, that includes 2 playoff sweeps in back-to-back years. In 1986 and 1987, Bird's Celtics didn't just beat the Bulls, they completely controlled the series. Even when MJ exploded for an insane 63 points in that 86 playoff game, still the highest scoring performance in playoff history, it wasn't enough. Bird just shrugged and said, "I think it's just God disguised as Michael Jordan." Then he sent him packing anyway. But the real jaw-dropper came in 1991. Bird, battling serious back problems and barely mobile, still had enough in the tank to sink a game winner while being double-teamed by both Jordan and Scottie Pippen. That's when Pat Riley delivered the ultimate line: "If I need a shot to win a game, I want Jordan. If I need a shot to save my life, give me Bird." This wasn't just competition, this was legendary chess at the highest level. NBA legends aren't defined by stats alone. They're remembered for the battles they had with other greats. When Magic went toe-to-toe with Jordan or Bird clashed with the Lakers, it wasn't just a game, it was basketball at its peak. These matchups are why we fall in love with the sport. It's not just the skill or athleticism, it's the pressure, the pride, and the legacy on the line. Moments like Willis Reed limping onto the court or Jordan out-dueling Magic live forever because they define what greatness truly means. So next time you watch two superstars go head-to-head, know this: you're witnessing more than a game. You're seeing history in the making. Because when legends collide, we all win. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which rivalry is your favorite, or which one should have happened? Kobe versus LeBron in the finals, maybe? Let's talk hoops. See you next time.